What if your neighborhood could power itself? Let's find out. Welcome to Eco Innovatech number 249. Today we're diving into Microgrid Communities, a game changer for sustainable power. Imagine a neighborhood generating its own renewable energy independent of the grid. Let's explore how it works, its benefits, and why it's the future of eco-innovation. First question, what exactly are microgrid communities? A microgrid is a small, self-contained energy system that powers a specific area like a neighborhood or campus using local renewable sources like solar or wind. In 2025, Australian pilots in Victoria powered 500 homes using solar panels and battery storage, cutting reliance on fossil fuels by 40%. Unlike traditional grids, microgrids can operate independently during outages, ensuring 24/7 power. Ex-users at Microgrid AU are calling it a community power revolution. So how do they work? Microgrids combine three key elements: renewable energy sources, energy storage, and smart management systems. Solar panels or wind turbines generate electricity, which is stored in batteries like Tesla's power packs for use at night. Smart software, often AI-driven, balances supply and demand, ensuring efficiency. For example, the Victorian microgrid saved 15% on energy costs by optimizing usage during peak solar hours. That's 1,200 tons of CO2 avoided yearly for those 500 homes. Next question, why are microgrid communities sustainable? They reduce fossil fuel dependency by up to 40%, as seen in Australia. They also cut transmission losses. Traditional grids lose 5 to 10% of energy over long distances, but microgrids keep it local, boosting efficiency. Plus, they empower communities. In rural areas where grid access can be spotty, microgrids provide reliable power. Think schools, hospitals, and homes staying lit during blackouts. Globally, microgrids could power 1 million homes by 2030, saving 5 million tons of CO2 annually. Let's talk real-world impact. In 2025, a California microgrid in Santa Rosa integrated solar, wind, and batteries to power 300 homes, saving $150,000 in energy costs yearly. During wildfires, when the main grid failed, this microgrid kept the lights on for 72 hours straight. On X, our Vico Santa Rosa shared microgrids are our lifeline. They're not just for emergencies. Urban areas like New York are testing microgrids to reduce grid strain, aiming for 20% renewable integration by 2027. But there are challenges. What hurdles do microgrid communities face? First, cost. Setting up a microgrid for 500 homes costs $2 million. Those savings kick in within 5 years. Second, regulations. Some regions lack policies for grid disconnection, slowing adoption. And third, scalability. While small communities thrive, large cities need bigger systems which are still in development. Despite this, experts predict microgrids will grow 30% yearly through 2030, driven by climate goals like those at COP29. Let's zoom out. Microgrid communities could transform how we think about energy. They're not just about power, they're about resilience, sustainability, and community empowerment. Imagine a world where every neighborhood generates its own clean energy, slashing emissions and bills. In Australia alone, scaling microgrids could power 10,000 homes by 2027, saving 24,000 tonnes of CO2 yearly. That's eco-innovation at its best. Final question, how can you support microgrid communities? If you're in a rural area, join local renewable projects. Many offer incentives. In cities, advocate for policies that support microgrid adoption. And everywhere, spread the word. Sustainable power starts with us. What do you think? Would you join a microgrid community? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more eco-innovation videos.